What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Xenon ZT back at it again with What If Deku Had Sans Powers Part 6. I'm sorry if the voice quality is shit. It's raining, dogs and cats outside. I don't get that reference or I don't get that metaphor, but fuck it. We're gonna go with it. And I wanna have a special thank you for everybody who subscribed in the past. I know I haven't been so interactive in this channel in a bit. You gotta understand, I have to pass my exams. I have to do what I have to do. Yeah, I failed some exams. I had to retake them. I have a lot of shit on my plate, but I will never forget my people, the Xeno ZT subscribers, my fandom. And I want to say thank y'all for everything. You want to know a funny thing? What pushed me to make this song? I was listening to some music, and the song Righteous by Juice WRLD pushed me to do this, dude. I never expected Juice WRLD to make me feel that way. Like, get up and make a video. Rest in peace, Juice WRLD. He was a great artist. And I want to say I want to make a thank you, a special thank you to everybody who subscribed. Thank you for 488 subscribers. Let's hit 500. Let's hit 500, boys. And thank you for all the supports, all the likes, all the comments. I see them. I try to reply to everyone. And I want to say thank you all for the supports. And let's jump right back into it. In the last episode, we had Deku having his battle with Bakugo and him winning and reaching number one in the boards of scores and him winning the school festival or the sports festival, more like it. And yeah, we jump into the day after Deku riding the train. And one person noticed him and said, "Yo, look at that. It's the kid from the UA school. I noticed you from your outfit. You're Izuku Midoriya, right? I saw you got number one." And Deku got surrounded in the train, which he felt uncomfortable. It was one of those days he took the train. Deku never does that. He usually teleports or uses his back door like we know it in Undertale. So yeah, when he got surrounded by people and he started thanking him, Deku started turning red and he gave them a broken smile, like he was so nervous that he smiled that way. And Deku disappeared from the train and he and reappeared in at UA's entrance. Deku met Uraka at the entrance and he started talking to her and said, "Ooh," she said, "Ooh, it was rough getting here today, especially after the sports festival, if people swarming us and not letting us breathe. You know how we feel." And Deku said, "Yeah, I feel that. I just escaped from a bunch of maniacs right now." When he said maniacs, he meant it in a joking way. So yeah, they got into the school and they sat down. Everybody got his seat. Then came out midnight. It's time for choosing your names. Deku, everybody started picking names like in the normal anime. Uraka is Uravati, Bakugo is Explosion Murder King or whatever the fuck his name is. Ida is Ingenium, but he does not choose Ingenium because his brother bullshit happened and you know what goes on after this arc. So yeah, everybody chooses names, sparkling shit, gravity, grape rush, grape juice, or whatever, grape rush, the names of the other students. Then we jump into Deku. Deku, at this timeline, he did not choose Deku as his hero name. He sat down and he was thinking about a joke name. How can I make a pun name? He sat down, then he got called up. Deku scrambled the name in his whiteboard and he went up and he showed them the name Sans. Yeah, I'm gonna name him Sans. Fuck it. He showed them the name Sans and everybody looked at him with a weird look and he explained what's the meaning of the word sans. I think it's a pun about something. I forgot the pun. Yeah, it's derived from pun, just like sans in papyrus. They're both puns. Yeah, you get it. And Midnight was actually okay with that. And she let him have the name Sans. So everybody, after that, everyone looked at the scoreboards. Deku getting the highest number of votes for a not scholarship, for a training week at an agency. Everybody, Todoroki got at his father's agency, Bakugo got at the best genius, and Uraka got at Gunhead agency, and Deku and Ida got at manual. Everybody, we know how it goes. But Deku at this point, he got so much that he got super fucking confused. He did not want to choose, so he got out of the class after the classes were over. He was walking down the halls, and then All Might popped out of nowhere, and he suggested something. He suggested for him to come to his room, the teacher's lounge, which Deku did and went. Got served mochi and some tea just to. As that's a Japan thing. I don't know what they do in Japan. Fuck it. I'm not that much of a weeaboo actually. So yeah, they went there, and then All Might said, "I know you have a lot of votes for going to an agency training, but let me suggest. I have two suggestions for you. One is my master." And when he said that, he gulped. And Deku noticed the fear in All Might and said, "Yeah, if you want to go there, it will be a living hell, but you're gonna get a lot of experience." And the second one is Night Eye's agency. Deku looked at him. Night Eye? Who's that? And Deku and then All Might proceeded to explain that Night Eye is his sidekick from way past. From 5 years ago, Night Eye was his sidekick. In that, Night Eye have this ability in that he is training inspiring heroes. And yeah, Deku looked at All Might and said, "Ah, it looks like you're not in good terms with him." And then, and then Omar said, "Yeah, but I can get you a way in there. I bet you will learn lots of it from it." And actually, one of the students here goes to his agency for training. And then Deku looked at him and said, "Huh, I want to meet this guy." Then Deku came to the realization and said, "Yeah, I want to train under Night Eye's agency." At this point of time, Deku got out. At this point of time, Kirishima went to Gran Torino's training, and Deku went to Sir Night Eye's agency. But before that, he had to meet Lemillion, which at first, when he met Lemillion, he got pretty well with him. They were buddies from the first instant. Deku has a sense of humor. Lemillion has the same sense of humor, slapstick humor. And then Mirio said, "But I have to test your strength first. Let me see what you got." Lemillion's clothes fell from him. And Deku looked at him and said, "You getting naked on our first date? Don't you think that's a little too fast?" Just as a joke, Lemillion started laughing and said, "Show me what you got, kid." Lemillion disappeared into the ground. Deku was sitting there, hands in his pockets, waiting. Then Lemillion appeared from behind him, throwing a punch, but Deku dodging it easily. His ability to dodge. Deku is practically untouchable. Then Lemillion went under again, but he tried to grab Deku's legs, which made Deku jump in the sky. Then Lemillion said, "I got you right now." Lemillion straight up shot from the ground, throwing a huge haymaker towards Deku's face. But Deku pretty much figured out that Lemillion's power is permeation. So even if he blocked the attack will go right through him, causing him to have his brain shaken or something like that. Deku at that point of time froze time, but when he got onto the ground, he looked at Lemillion, touched him, and nothing. Lemillion is still intangible in that state, even when time is stopped. You're a tough cookie to deal with. Let me see. Deku let his grasp on time stop, and Lemillion started floating in the air. And Deku said, "Huh, now might be a good time." He summoned a Gaster Blaster, shooting up a laser towards Lemillion. Lemillion phasing right through it. Then Lemillion stood up tall. Deku shot another Gaster Blaster, and then he looked. Huh, I got you figured out right now. Lemillion got, let's see what you got. Lemillion got into a fighting pose. Deku shot a Gaster Blaster at Lemillion. Lemillion, then the Gaster Blaster blast went right through Lemillion. Then Deku stopped time. And then Deku walked up towards Lemillion and he swept his legs. He swept his legs. Then he unfroze time, and Lemillion was on the ground. Huh. Lemillion thought to himself, "You're pretty good, kid. You got me right there. Now let's stop this and tell me how you did it, how you figured it out." Deku said, "Your ability is being intangible, right?" And then Lemillion corrected him. "Nah, it's permeation. It's called permeation, dude." And then Deku said, "I figured it out. So you need a part of your body to be tangible so you won't fall to the ground like before and get propelled. We got a smart ass on our hands," replied Lemillion. And Deku said, "So that impressed you?" And Deku said, and then Lemillion said, "Sir Night, I will like you, kid." And Deku said, "I know, but put on some clothes." Jokingly. And then Lemillion hid his junk and said, "Oops, forgot." Then they got changed into the normal clothing, school uniforms, and went to the agency. Deku, right from the get-go, got pretty friendly with everyone right there. Everybody's cracking jokes right here and there. Deku cracking jokes right here and there. And then he got into the meeting between the big one, the Sir Night Eye, and Deku. Deku straight up when he got there cracked a joke, but he got no reaction from Sir Night Eye that said, "Tough crowd, right, Lemillion?" And then Mirio said, "You're gonna need to do better than what you did with me, kid." And then Lemillion got dismayed. Whatever, he went away, and then Deku stood up there, and Night Eye said, "What does All Might see in you so he can recommend you here, kid? You must be a pretty good one, so you can get here. Pretty powerful, I bet." And then he went on to explain that power is not everything in the hero business. If you can't make people laugh, laughter cures everything after all. If you can't make people laugh in the time of crisis, you're a failure as a hero. What everything you stand for is nothing. So you need to impress me, kid. There is this thing, this stamp in my head. Try and take it." Before even before Night Eye could even activate his future vision, while it was activating and seeing that Deku stopped time, it was already done. Deku walked up, stopped froze time, while the future vision was walking, and in the mind of Night Eye, he saw that he already lost. By the time that Night Eye returned to his normal time, yeah, the stamp was in the hand of Deku and said, "Is that all, sir?" Then he said, "I made that pretty easy." Then Night Eye shot a 5 kilogram stamp right at Deku, and we know the destructive ability of that stamp. The stamp was about to hit a poster of All Might, and then Deku snapped his finger, creating a Gaster Blaster, disintegrating the stamp, and said, "You don't want to destroy one of your greatest belonging, right, sir?" And then Night I saw that the poster was one of the rarest thing in his room, and then he looked at Deku. "I kind of like you, kid." And Deku said, "I know you do." And then said, sarcastic, huh? I like it. You're in, kid. Then for the week, they got to training. Deku got pretty good training from the Million and Sir Night Eye, especially with Sir Night Eye explain his future vision that Deku needs to look at his opponents from another perspective, that he needs to predict his opponent's next movement, which Deku was pretty good at, especially combined with his ability to stop time. It was unstoppable. He was like a god in the battlefield. He was like Kratos, slashing and dashing. He was like the Doom guy, pumping lead into the demons, and he was like Gordon Freeman, crowbarring every motherfucker coming into his way. Old games. If you want a what if about those games, I got you, fam. Especially Half Life. I'm a huge fan. We, you know what? Let's stop it right here. This was a pretty good progress for the what if. So I hope you enjoyed. Drop a like, comment, subscribe, and let's reach 500 subscribers before the end of the next week. Thank you all for tuning in. It is your boy Xenon ZT, and I'll see y'all in the next episode of What If Deku Had Sans Power. Peace.